Welcome to another weekly market update. We're going over the crypto market. We'll show you Bitcoin, of course, but also going over several altcoins. I added some more altcoins, some different ones, so not just the ones from the last stream. I will give you my view and opinions on where we could be going next and where we are at currently. So let's start right away. We keep this one a bit shorter today. First of all, I always like to take a look at the total market cap. It's a good indicator to see structure for the market, and it's a great overview. We're actually at a great, an important point here where we want to see a bounce because here we broke out to the all-time high of January and December. We had a peak here, and we had a clean breakout, and now is the area where you actually want to see a bounce to create to see good structure. So that will be very interesting to see if we can do that. If that doesn't hold, the next level would actually be, I didn't draw it yet, but it looks like this is an important level because you see here the breakout. You have four touch points here, the breakout. So this is the next important level. So this would still be bullish to me. But yeah, this is kind of a key level you want to see holding. It just creates very good structure for continuation. So either here in the all-time high is ideal or otherwise here. And if you zoom all the way out, you still have, yeah, this is ultimate like bull market structure, I would say. If this breaks, yeah, you're further away from home. So that's it for total. Very simple, a few key levels. Then let's move on to total tree. So that's the altcoins without Ethereum and Bitcoin. And this is the drawing I made. If you watched last stream, this is the drawing I made and left there on it. So yeah, we were kind of overextended there. We had a great run. You see many green candles and yeah, the stock RSIs were all maxed. You reaching here near the highs for alts, and so it was normal to see a correction as expected. And here also we're reaching kind of key level, important level at least, where you would like to see a bounce for continuation. So this is what I've been drawing. So this is what something that possibly pay out. And here again, even if you break that, it's still still have an intact bull market. In my opinion, you still have the larger structure here with this upward sloping trend line. So you could see, yeah, actually get a liquidation squeeze all the way up down here. But yeah, this is really what you want to keep. You don't want to break this level, this red bar area, then you are in trouble. So yeah, it's very normal behavior so far for the market, but several altcoins are bleeding quite hard because yeah, it's mainly been Ethereum and XRP that has been yeah, had a good bump, but many altcoins are really lagging behind. So it's only a select few, but in a way, it kind of follows the regular altcoin playbook because first of all, of course, the money goes to Bitcoin. That's what we've been seeing all year, and then the money goes to the very large caps. Yeah, Solana is lagging behind a little bit, but it has already pumped quite hard. So you have seen a massive pump, of course, in Ethereum the past few weeks and XRP as well. So we could see if we get a good bounce that liquidity eventually flows into the lower cap altcoins, and that's what we all want to see. But for that, yeah, I really want to see an all-time high for Ethereum. So let's move to Ethereum right away. Yeah, we had quite a resistance box up here after such a large pump. This was also normal behavior to yeah, to have a retrace here. So it tests a little bit here in this area. A lot of yeah, longs even get trapped here. They think, oh, now we're going to all-time high. But yeah, this is perfectly normal retracement, even all the way up to here. This is a good upward trend line that you want to keep, or otherwise this red line. So those are really important. Otherwise, if you break those, then you really start breaking structure again, and yeah, you could get end up in some trouble here. This could be still last area of support here. But yeah, it's not what I expect after such a big pump. I see smaller retracement, and hopefully we're heading upwards, breaking to the highs. And if Ethereum does that, then is when I actually see the money flowing into altcoins. All right, let's move on to Bitcoin then, of course. Well, this is the multi-year trend line that we have broken to the upside. Now we're actually under it again. So for Bitcoin, it's not such a great look. Um, but there's still this area that's important for support now. So this is the next area you want to watch. It's sort of the 111 to 100, yeah, 110. That's a key area where you want to start seeing a bounce for Bitcoin. But then again, I think Bitcoin, yeah, has had the biggest run up already yet. I'm personally not in Bitcoin. I think the room is there for alts to grow. But yeah, Bitcoin needs to stabilize or go up if we want to see that. Of course, we don't want to see it crashing here. Then let's move Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, nothing too special to see here. We broke this long term trend, upwards trend, and now you see a bit of a bounce. You see altcoins bleeding. You want to see make this a lower high. We're actually at some resistance now, and this would be ideal to make a next lower, yeah, lower high and then a lower low. Let's see, Algorand also had a good pump. Now a bit of a retracement, still consolidation. If you look at this on the high time frame, a lot of people they start to panic and watch a lower time frame. You see, this is it's just consolidation. You barely see these candles on the higher time frame, and this chart looks great in my opinion. It's a good chance we could go up and retest those highs again, and that's nearly a 10x from here. Bitcoin, I've been over, fetched one of my AI favorites. Well, we have been hanging around here. This is a key area with a lot of liquidity. We have not been able to break it. So now, what happens next? You want to keep an eye on this important long time support level, and you really want to see holding this. So yeah, you could see a little bit lower in area of the 50s, or a little bit lower even, but there is where you really want to see a bounce. Then Gala Games has a pretty interesting chart because you see a very repetitive pattern. And as always, the trend is your friend until it proves it isn't. This would actually be, yeah, we had a breakout here, and this would be a classic retest. So it's starting to lose a bit strength though, because it has been a lot of upwards pushes. And yeah, it kind of looks like it's losing strength, but still this is your main, yeah, long-term support, and this is really what you want to be holding here. So ideally you see a bounce here, and you could work your way upwards to the upper areas. In current markets, it's very important to do research on the actual project you are intending to buy. Even if you're a trader or an analyst, there's just so many altcoins out there, and it's important to research the fundamentals as well, see what they're actually doing at the moment. It's not as easy as 2021, where basically when the whole market went, everything is going. But yeah, for as long as the trend stays the same, this is still a bullish chart, of course. It's very interesting how we had the similar pattern 5 times, and we actually 4 times actually tested this key area here a couple of times. So if you do that again, it's nearly a 5x. So that's a lot of money. Then we have GPU still holding this. Yeah, it's a normal resistance level where you want to be seeing it. Could also go all the way back down, but you want to see this making some higher lows at some point. It also dropped a lot. Yeah, not such a special chart here, not much to see. Then ICP, another one that's kind of lagging. You could see as a giant accumulation, yeah, period, which is quite interesting. You see, this had a very high IDO valuation, which was quite crazy, and of course, it was very overvaluated. But it's still interesting if you actually break out of this level chart wise. Then yeah, these are the kind of areas you're looking at. So there's still a lot of potential in there, but you really have to take a good look at the project in this case. But yeah, ideally this is the area you want to hold, and at last your key level is really this for spot. Then Jupiter. Well, Solana is having a hard time, so Jupiter as well. I did not make a great chart from this yet. I did not pre-chart this, but yeah, we had some resistance here. You can see this. This was very heavy resistance. So you can see if you're leverage trading, you can see this key areas where you actually can be shorting, and you can put your stop loss, yeah, a little bit over here, a little bit higher even. But you can see how much profitable that is. So these are very strong resistance levels. So if you map these out beforehand, sometimes what you can also do is set a limit order, because if you're watching spot, yeah, you never almost never catch a wick like this. It's very short lived often, and you can see this. It wicked up here, and then we started dumping. So there's a lot of money to be made if you're shorting these areas, and relatively low risk if you have good risk management. So that's just yeah, interesting to see here for Jupiter. Besides that, of course, it's a great product, but it all depends on the volume that Solana gets, and yeah, meme coins and the whole trenches are not what it used to be. So there's yeah, there's a lot of scams, of course, a lot of teams that are extracting money, and yeah, it's makes Solana a little bit less hot than it used to be. Then it's an interesting one. This one was crazy overvaluated. This whole chart did not make sense. And I had at one point I had a short open actually here, but yeah, I closed it already at like 20% profit or something, which is unfortunate. But if you imagine you have a big short open up here, and you sleep overnight, you wake up and you see this disaster here. It was actually quite an interesting level. Believe this was the key level. No, remember there was yeah, it was a quite a clear level on the chart. I think this was it. Let me see. Yeah, so it was quite a clear level actually. You see this trend here, you get rejected, you get another top, another attempt, you get one squeeze above, and that was the end of it. So yeah, these are crazy money making opportunities actually. Should have just hold this long for long term, but yeah, that's always speaking after the fact. But now, yeah, these guys are still building, so it could be quite an interesting one for a recovery. But from what I saw, there's quite a few tokens going into circulation. So that's a problem here. What's holding back the price action? Yeah, you see here, you had some great relief, but everything got rejected again. So yeah, it doesn't look good. It's high risk, but possible high reward. You could see some actual relief when the whole market starts to recover. Then Ondo, very strong one, very strong fundamentals. So quite a safe coin, I would say, if you hold it for the long term. I didn't chart it yet, but let's see what we have here. Yeah, the next key level. This would be a liquidity zone, so that's still some. Yeah, it's quite close actually. This is where you could see a bounce. Paul, one of my favorite tokens. They recently got a Binance Alpha listing. That's like the pre-pool for projects that could potentially be listed on the complete Binance listing. We had a clear breakout here, but yeah, the market dumped and low caps are having quite a hard time. Well, this one is fundamentally very strong, so I was a bit surprised to be catching off guard here. Yeah, you really want to hold this level. Actually, this was an important long-term breakout, and it just doesn't look good if we're not gonna get a bounce at all here for Powell. So yeah, important levels. You want to see some kind of bounce quite soon here. Then Pengu, one of the bigger ones, the bigger meme coins. This had an amazing run all the way. If you catch the 10x here, which not many people do, it's of course a great spot to take profit. It's always a great spot. So we had a clear, retest of the all-time highs, and there we got a rejection, which is quite normal. This is an area where you really want to see a bounce in case you want to see a next leg up on the higher time frame. Um, so yeah, it's also just like Jupiter. It's quite interesting. You could short these areas relatively low risk. Double tops, they really form a lot of times on higher time frames and they're quite reliable. So you can just catch these things with limit orders, and sometimes they wick it a little bit above. But yeah, if you set your stop loss here, you can see the risk reward. It's actually great. Even if you would take profit all the way now, if you took a short here, then yeah, congratulations. But of course, a lot of people try to short this earlier, and the all-time highs for double top. This is the most likely scenario. The prop chain, fundamentally amazing. This is what I've been drawing since and posted on my X. Around 30 cents. It was clear capitulations. Foundation have been buying all the way up here. Now we get a retracement. But yeah, they got the product kicking in, and there's going to be a lot more buybacks. So I expect a strong recovery for this one. So something like this, where you could see a big run towards the end of the year, and you could see return up to the highs. And if you're in here again, that's almost a 10x, which at current market cap of 20 million is very much possible. These guys got over 100 million in real estate. They got a massive business, and yeah, it's quite impressive. So check out this project. Then Render, of course, did well with the AI boom and has not been doing much since. But still, of course, GPUs are a very hot narrative, and AI is only going to grow. So if you're in AI, Render is a very solid fundamental play. Let's look at some lines here. I have a clear pattern here. Yeah, this is on the higher time frame. This is very often a bullish continuation pattern. So this looks good. You can see is maybe this final touch and upwards and test, breakout, retest, and then a final blow off. It's hard to predict where this is going, but if you zoom out, something like this is very much possible. So it's a good project, and this is the area you want to hold ideally as a bull run trend line. So this is very important to watch. You want some action here quite soon. Then let's not forget Solana, of course. We had here an awesome breakout, facing some heavy resistance at 200. Got the rejection, and now the level to watch is this retest area, a little bit under 150. That's the next area. And again, just like other coins, ideally you don't really want to see getting down here again. Just for bullish structure, it's great if it bounces here and then continues upwards. Tao had a good breakout. The chart looked quite good, but we got a clear rejection here, and Tao moves quite hard, both to the upside and the downside. So it's great for traders. Um, but yeah, it's kind of obvious where you want to see the bounce, and it's also very soon. So we're at some important levels now for the whole market. This is where you want to see a bounce here and look for continuation. It's also a great HODL coin actually because you get nearly 20% APY with staking without lockup time. So that's quite good for such a big project. Then one of my favorites and one that actually holding amazing XTC. They had great news. They had a Binance US listing. They had a $1 billion tokenization deal, all in the latest news. So with the current dip, it's kind of outperforming the market. It's very strong, but I believe it's simply very much undervalued. So now it's starting to show that strength, especially with the latest news. A lot of XRP people and people from the US love this coin. So that's where probably new money from Binance US is flowing in. It's having some resistance here, but yeah, it's holding very strong. I expect the resistance to be broken, and then we can reach for this highs from January again. I also draw the chart versus XRP, which is a very interesting one. I've actually been trading a little bit my XRP to XTC and the other way around lately. And yeah, we had quite a good bounce here at the key area. Here we had this final wick, probably I would say, and it's looking quite good. So on a very high time frame, this is of course a bullish pattern. But yeah, the problem is you want to see catch it at the right time. So in theory, it could also go up again here and then get rejected for another round. But you have some liquidity area here. I personally think this is going to turn around, especially because it's such a low cap and there's so much money in XRP, and there's a lot of XRP whales. They want to rotate their money. And XTC is the one that has the hype now, and yeah, I think this one is one of the few that's going to outperform XTC. If you look on the monthly stochastics, you see it has been oversold for quite a while. Now you see an upward move, and then sometimes I even look at the 3 month, which is quite interesting. It's also very much oversold. It's all the way down here, but now you see a move. So moves like this on the high time frame, those are giant moves in regards to returns that you could make. You can see this as trading your XRP and getting more XRP in the future. Even if you want XRP is your main back, you can still trade this if you know what you're doing. And in the high time frame, if this goes up here, yeah, you make almost 8x your money in XRP. These are great opportunities, and I think this has a lot more upside on the higher time frame. Then XLM also had a great upwards move, so we had a normal retracement. Yeah, then we have XRP, of course. This is draw on a possible high time frame Elliott wave. Let's see if this actually happens. But for now, on the shorter time frame, it broke that $3, unfortunately. It's also psychological support. And now, yeah, you could possibly still have some downsides. 260 area is a key area, and otherwise, the 250 area is an important area where you want to see continuation for XRP, especially for moves like this, because these retracements are very short, and you get these explosive moves ups. And after such a long consolidation, this is ideally what you want to see. So you want to see it moving quite fast again to the upwards, and then you can see a push possibly towards $5. All right, that's it for this video. I added some new alts there, and most of the same ones that I used in my other videos as well. Some of the ones that I hold, the ones that I know well. But I hope you get a better view of the market now. also by looking at the total cap, the total tree. These are very clear structures. So even if you're having a lot of other altcoins, it's very important to watch these structures to get an overview on the market. So a lot of people make decisions with ignoring all of this, and they don't know how to read this. So they're selling their individual alt at these levels. For example, here we had this wick before we went an explosive move upwards. There was a lot of fear in the market, but this was very important support level. So you want to be bullish there when it holds. So it's very important to chart these total gaps. Have these charts on your trading view, so you know what you're doing. Of course, I'm not saying what I'm charting here is perfect, or everybody has his own ideas or what they're looking for. But of course, there's some basic structure that is the same in general. It's universal. So quite important to watch these total caps to see where we're going. All right, that's it for this weekly update for the market. I'm going to make some more project reviews, of course. I made one this week about CDIS, so check it out if you're into SUI ecosystem. And I have a lot more videos lined up. So that's it for the next one. If you like it, give it a like, subscribe, and I will also add my referral link for Bybit in the description, where you can have some nice bonuses if you want to start trading as well. All right, have a good one.